welcome to your Frontier Opening Bell. I am Bosun Amafaya. Well, reaching you today from Nairobi, the political and economic capital of Kenya, the big economic East Coast. Of course, this is where the full next week annual meetings of the EFDB will be taking place. And I say good morning to everyone over this cup of Nairobi's cup of coffee. So let's get on to today's Frontier Opening Bell. We're here, boots on the ground for the whole of next week for the EFDB meetings. Ahead of that, this is how we're finishing off the current business and markets across Africa. Nigeria's stock market was down 0.15%, having sell-off on the back of some of the biggest names in the banking sector, Access Core, Nigerian Bureaus, and a few others. The BRVM in Cote d'Ivoire was, however, in the green, 0.35%. Thursday, the Egyptian market finished the last trading day of the week by 0.1%, thereabout 27,000, holding that since the start of the week in Cairo. The Nairobi stock market bucked the trend that we saw over the last few sessions in the red. Thursday, 1.5%, 113.60 on the all-share index, while the JSE also finished in the negative territory, 0.67% at 78,956. So let's just take down the markets and get a couple of headlines east of the continent where I'm sitting in today on the Central Business District here in Nairobi. Kenya is snapping up $3.6 billion Nairobi-Mombasa highway deal at the U.S. tour being rounded off this weekend by President Ruto and his wife, Her Excellency, the First Lady in Kenya. Of course, it's been a very important trip to the White House with U.S. President Joe Biden. Deals have been struck, including companies within the private sector. One of the companies in Kenya is also reporting about $150 million deal on the private sector side as part of the deals that Kenya is making. This is a very good one there on the books for the Kenyan president and his team. In the meantime, the shares of KCB went up nearly 9% on Thursday. The earnings for the first quarter reported by this banking group beating its main rival equity in the first quarter profit. And also good news for KCB, according to Morgan Stanley International, readmitting KCB shares onto its Frontier Markets Index. That's some good news there. Investors are looking into that this Friday as we also tap into the final trading day. The AFDB has approved Rwanda's midterm country paper 2020-2026 review, and that is some news also good for Kigali and the administration there. And all is set, as I said earlier, for the EFDB 2024 annual meetings here in Nairobi. The focus from Monday 27th is going to be on debt on climate change, on resilience, on adaptation, but more importantly, how to keep more finance coming for Africa to support the growing issues that we have. All that to be on table. We have expect thousands of delegates from across Africa, including the shareholders of the EFDB, to discuss the 2023 financials and the outlook for 2024 for this iconic development finance institution on the continent. Of course, again, you're sticking with the region where Morocco and the UAE's G42 is looking to build a $1 billion data center in Kenya. It's going to be powered by geothermal electricity system. And finally, the Bank of Kigali has confirmed that Deogratius Masavi as the CEO of his technology subsidiary. Some good news. Congratulations there to you, Masavi. Take it up to West Africa and grab some headlines as we go on for the Friday. It's a TGIF, by the way, so let's get on. Nigeria's central bank is asking all existing or licensed BDCs to reapply for registration, but is trying to give some measure of palliatives, in the manner of speaking, trimming the fees, the registration fees. The central bank a couple of months reduce the number of FX bureau operators from about 5,000 to a little over 1,000, and I was asking every one of them to re-register all over again. In the meantime, the financial regulators cut the duty FX rates this month as the Naira trades above 1,500 to the US dollar. The Naira fell about 1.6% on Thursday. Liberia and Angola are forcing stronger ties in the oil and gas sector, but oil is not at ease in Liberia, where rice prices have gone up, and the Minister of Finance is asking rice dealers not to sell the 5% Indian parboiled rice at any cent above $16.75 per bag. And that's the issue. Liberia currently faces some pressure on food inflation. And finally, in West Africa, Senegalese telco Sonatel says it's got about 87 million euros from the International Finance Corporation, which will help the company to invest in sustainability-linked projects for women, fiber optic, and a few other things in Senegal. Those are your headlines on the West Coast. Let's move to Southern Africa, where JSE-listed Investec says it's posted 8% jump in annual profit for last year, and we're paying a final dividend of 19 pence per share to shareholders. The takeover bid, nearly $40 billion by BHP Group, is not over yet for Anglo American. It's not much about the money, but about the structure that a BHP would put in place for Anglo American. It's been an economic, a financial, and political issue right now, with COSATU, the labor union in South Africa, asking Anglo American to reject BHP's offer. Glencore is on the other side of the street eyeing this particular deal by BHP. How that will be resolved is anyone's guess, but we expect to see that the deal may go through anytime soon. That soon is the inverted comma. When that comes, we'll deal with it. Zambia and the World Bank have signed a new deal to cut carbon emissions, which could unlock up to $30 million in payments to some regions in Zambia, and that was something really needed by President Ichilemo's administration. And Axia reporting sales volume of 52% in full year 2023, revenue up by 35% year to date, and that's reporting out of Zimbabwe Stock Exchange. And the IMF has says the introduction of a Z currency, gold back currency by Zimbabwe is an important step forward for the country in enthroning its own sovereign currency. Those are your headlines, southern part of the continent. And let's finish up in the north and looking at some stories where EFG Holdings on the Egyptian Stock Exchange says its first quarter revenue was up 92% to about 8.6 billion Egyptian pounds, while unveiling a new share buyback program. The Minister of Finance in Egypt has approved 8 billion local currency for export subsidy initiatives, which will start on the 6th of June, and that's in about 2 weeks from now. The Ceuta-Spain border road linking Morocco got in about 3.5 million euros grant from the European Union. This is a very busy highway that links Spain and Morocco, and this support will improve facility on that road and make it safer and better for trade, movement in goods and persons across from Spain into Morocco, that iconic economy north of the continent. And finally, GTX Africa, a conference, I'm sure you've seen this in the news and the media, what have you, is starting May 29, later next week until the end of the month in Morocco. Keep this in mind. We wish everyone all the best. Enjoy your weekend. It's a Thank God Friday. And all the way here from Nairobi, Kenya, we say, Karibu Sana. Have a great weekend.